Good evening to the esteemed gathering. Being a non-IT guy, it is difficult to really bring up the words which really suit this esteemed gathering. Thanks to Newgen team to giving me an opportunity. Good evening to you all once again. See, as my introduction was given, I joined the banking industry in early 90s, and in fact 1990, and very in just a couple of years, I was asked to join a training program of IT related training program. So the very first sentence the first day instructor wrote on the drawing board was that we are in the business of banking and we use IT to run our banking this thing, but we are not into the business of IT. So that was correctly written, but the vision at that time was lacking. We in the banking industry at that time we were started using technology for running our banking operations, but the vision came at a much later stage that look, we are not exactly the technology company. We need to collaborate or have a participation of various technological companies to run our business. So that vision was missing in the banking industry for almost a decade. So later on, when things got more complicated, things got more, I would say, digitized, or all those things started happening globally. So these technological companies, fintech companies, or IT companies, they really made their inroads and helped the banking to grow much many folds. So this was a small background with this. Let me take you as an executive director of Central Bank of India. I am proud to be part of the journey with Newgen. Newgen, as was explained in the initial brief, Newgen has been helping us, our bank, in the core trade finance field of centralizing the all forex services, all core centralized forex services for the last almost 1 year, and the project is almost coming to an end. And let me thank to the team that all the timelines, all the doables were finished with a very satisfactory performance. I must take this opportunity in thanking Newgen. As far as their banking industry has gone a dramatic shift, I told you in my initial remarks, it's a it's a fantastic journey. Having started my career from purely manual sort of works to having reached this stage, at least in these 35 years, I could not have gauged at that time that look, one day we'll be standing here where multiple partners, multiple IT companies helping banks in all their journeys, whether it is KYC, whether it is forex services, whether it is digital lending, whether any service on in the banking industry is now being helped by the lending fintech companies or IT companies, I would say. And let me tell you that taking the leap forward globally, some digital banks have also come up, but they could not really gather that momentum because they forgot banking and they only started, means they were 100% digital. So those banks, I'm aware of some names like in South Asian names also, but those banks, they could not really develop because they forgot the collaboration part of banking and technological companies. So this is the moral that look, banking has to go parallelly, and the technological companies, they have to also go parallelly, and both the collaboration of these two will really help the banking industry to scale up their business. The future of banking, you all know, artificial intelligence and all those Gen AI, all those names are making a lot of buzzword. All banks are using this technology in some way or the other. whether it is chatbot or whether it is in our bank, we also introduce some in-house chatbots only for the employees and their knowledge gathering, like we named it as San Chanakya, that all the information system, all the regulatory guidelines from all, mainly RBI and all banks' internal guidelines, they were put it into a library, and then a chatbot was introduced that so that employees are able to use that. That was a quite a good innovation done by our bank. Financial inclusion, another, it's a very important field where I would say a lot of work has been done by the fintech companies, and by digitizing lot of issues. UAID, you all know, that was the first big work done by the country, and later on everything has fallen in line, and still it's a long way to go, because this being a big country having a lot of population in rural and semi-urban areas, still that sort of digitization is yet to make inroads into that, because we need that type of digital literacy among our masses. So that I would say still a lot of work is still to be done. As far as vision of Fixed Bharat, I also mentioned that unless this digital literacy travels to the masses and to the last mile, remotest corners of the nation, it will still be a difficult task to bring everybody to the main fold. So I would this would be another next challenge for fintech companies, like to actually undertake that role, of course in collaboration with governments and with banks or other financial institutions. uh, Finally, let me recognize the nation's worth in solely determined by its economic strength, but the ambition of citizens. See, it is only the ambition of citizens which is helping the which will really help further digitization of mainly banking services and financial services. You all know a lot of work is done by UPI, and there has been a multiple many-fold rise in the UPI transactions. So like this, still there are in clearing transactions also, it has been a wonderful, I would say, transformation of banking industry, which was around 15 years back, it was a dream. So I remember pre 2010 days. So in the end, I will really thank Newgen once again for inviting me, giving me opportunity in giving you a small insight of the developments of banking industry. Thank you once again.